Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad you're here.
I am too.
So introduce yourself to our beautiful ladies so they can get to know you, and then I have some questions for you.
Perfect. My name is Tammie Ketelsen, and my husband and I are campus pastors at our Burlington campus. We've been here now for almost 6 years.
Wow.
That we have been Journey Church with 2 campuses, now 3, 4, 5,
Yes.
growing. We have 3 girls. Bailey, she's 14, Ava is 12, and Emery is 10.
When did that happen, Tammie?
I
I
know.
remember them much
I
littler.
know. I've been talking to
That's
students that
fast.
were in our youth ministry this week, and they've been saying, I can't believe
Yeah.
how the time has grown.
Yeah.
Which they have kids now, and
Right.
just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone grows up.
Yeah, I know. I love watching all the families in the church when you're here long
Yes.
enough to
Yes.
see that transformation.
Yes, for sure.
Well, we're glad to continue to have you in that position in Burlington.
Yes.
You both and your entire family. So share with us a little bit. We, as I've told you, are doing our life verses, those lilies that have never had a life verse, and then also talking about our word for the year. So I'll start with the life verse.
Okay.
Do you have a life verse?
I do have a life verse.
Thank goodness, or this will be a very short interview.
Yes.
Tell us about that, Tammie.
Yeah, so I think I've had a couple different life verses,
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah.
And this one that I currently cling to and am constantly reminded of came about in a season of feeling complete defeat.
Yeah.
I had just had a second miscarriage. Things in life just seemed to all be going wrong.
Yeah.
And I felt powerless. I felt helpless, knowing I served a God who could do anything,
Right.
but I wasn't really sure how I could participate in that.
Yeah.
And so my life verse now is Revelations 12:11, which says they will overcome him by the blood of the Lamb and the bold word of their testimony. And that verse in that season gave me the ability to use a weapon that God had given me,
Yeah.
which is my testimony, which is my
Wow.
story. And when I get in seasons where I feel like, man, the enemy is beating me up, I feel defeated, I feel hopeless, it's like things just come after you, one right after another.
Yeah.
And I literally just go share my story.
Yeah.
Any part of my story where
Yes.
God did something, where there was this bad thing going on, God did something, he intervened, a miracle
Right.
happened, and it moved me to a new place, and I begin to see things change. And I think there's so much power in
Yes.
our words, there's power in our
Yes.
story, but I think when we begin to remind ourselves
Right.
of the things that God has done in our lives,
Yep.
we begin to shift our thinking.
Yeah.
We remember his faithfulness.
We were just talking about this of being in the middle of a season or a crisis,
Yes.
or just something that's transpiring that's difficult,
Sure.
of continuing to share your story in the middle.
Right.
When it's the hardest. We were just talking about this of not forgetting that.
Yes.
And not continuing, even when you don't know the outcome. You
Right.
might not know in that particular season or
For
that
sure.
particular being in the middle
Mhm.
of you can still share the little things that have happened all up until then, and
Right.
how powerful that is. So yeah, just
Right.
talking about that. I love that.
Yeah, and it just gives you opportunity to participate
Right.
in the process, because sometimes when we feel so helpless, we feel like we are just waiting.
Yeah.
We don't know that we have abilities, that God has given us tools and weapons to fight back
Yeah.
the enemy. And our story, God's goodness, the more we spread that,
Yes.
it kind of puts the enemy back in his place.
Yes.
And it reminds him he has no hold here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tell people this all the time. I don't share it like, this is my life verse. Let me just share it with
Right.
you. But Levi and I, have opportunities for counseling quite often,
Yeah.
and people will come and just share things, and
Right.
I just always encourage them, go share your story today.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
Right.
Just start talking about remembering his goodness, and you will begin to overcome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. And so, wait, did you tell me when was this given to you? How long ago?
Right, so this was in the season when I had just had my second miscarriage.
Right. So years and years ago.
Yeah,
or-
so this
okay.
was about 12 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
And so it just
Nice.
was a really trying time. And it was
Sure.
actually my mother-in-law that encouraged me. She said, you need to go share, you need to
Yeah.
remember God's goodness.
Yeah.
And then God brought me to this scripture.
Perfect.
and just reminding me that it's Jesus who died on the cross,
Yeah.
but it's also the power that he's given me to share
Yeah.
his goodness
I
that
love
helps
it.
me overcome.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. Beautiful. And it just continues to be powerful no matter
yes,
what, right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's always a new story to share. Because
Yeah.
God's always doing new things.
Right, right. Yeah. Not forgetting every single one of those. But yeah, I love it. Thank you again for
Yes,
sharing.
you're very
Love
welcome.
hearing more from you.
Absolutely.
Love having the ladies get to know you better.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.